There are still many hands, and those who filed 4 cards. But I'll give the floor to Mr. Leong. He only raised 1 card, but it was a long card. Mr. Leong Mun Wai. He had raised his hand earlier.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I have 4 clarifications for the Minister. First of all, I'd like to thank the Minister for his energetic response to my arguments. I've always respected him for that. However, because I think our views are still very different,
Mr. Leong, remember my comments?
Yeah, sure,
instructions, not comments actually, instructions to all.
Okay, yes, Mr. Speaker. So first question, can I confirm that MOM still does not track the change in work pass holders that turn to PRs in the resident PME statistics? If yes, does the Minister agree that there's no way to conclude definitively that existing resident PMETs have not been displaced and become underemployed? Because all the statistics that he has quoted are affected by this effect. Second question, the platform workers are a good example of underemployment. The Minister has admitted that about 1/3 of the platform workers, or 28,000, are involuntary. But for many of the balance of the 70,000 platform workers who have preferred platform work for flexibility, does the Minister think that low wages and poor prospects are also a factor in their decisions? Third question.
Mr. Leong, if I could ask how many clarifications, because I'm conscious of guillotine time. How many more clarifications?
2 more.
Okay,
yeah.
Make it short so that we give enough time for the Minister to answer.
Third question. Increase in part-time workers and contract work are also examples of underemployment. Can the Minister explain why we don't need to be concerned that the proportion of part-time workers out of all employed residents has increased from 8.4% in 2009 to 10.1% in 2023? And can the Minister quote the corresponding increase in resident contract workers in the same period, 2009 and 2023? Last question. Does the Minister agree that while wage growth may be faster than some developed countries like the UK, it is meaningless if the wage growth is still not enough to catch up with the escalating cost of living and housing prices in Singapore? Thank you.
Minister Tan.
I thank Mr. Leong for his persistence, notwithstanding the fact that we went through quite a fair bit of exchange yesterday. I will cover some parts of his point, just to put it to rest, hopefully once and for all, before I hand over to my colleague, Minister for National Development, Minister Desmond Lee, who will also talk about housing in just a while. So, Mr. Leong, please be patient. We are coming. To your point about the part-time work, your clarification about part-time work, and that you think that many of them are underemployed. I've actually yesterday showed in my explanation that the statistics that we have on time-related underemployment is very, very low, and in fact it's dropped. I don't have the statistics offhand, but please refer back to the Hansard on what I said yesterday. It was quite clear. Now, since you persistently want to keep harping on the division between foreign-born Singapore citizens versus local-born Singapore citizens, I just eyeballed the numbers, and I'm happy to see what other statistics we can glean moving forward. But the majority, and it's more than 63% of that increase over that period for the PMETs from 2014 to 2024, more than 63% of that increase are due to local-born Singapore citizens. So let me put that to rest once and for all. Now, please don't forget, many of our naturalized Singaporeans, many of our PRs are married to a local-born Singapore citizen. And I really hope we should not keep harping on an us versus them mentality, because Singapore is a largely immigrant nation. We are all here because we love this country. My father, and I'm pretty sure Mr. Leong's father, also were not local-born Singapore citizens. And I benefited from here, just as he has. We both want to do our best to serve our country. I will invite Minister Desmond Lee to perhaps respond to the clarification on housing.
I assume this is in relation to what Mr. Leong raised in his card?
Yeah.
All right. Minister Tan.
Sir, thank you for the permission to allow Minister Desmond to respond on the housing.
Minister Tan, a short one, because we are almost at the end of reaching our bulletin time.
I wanted to reassure everyone, our economy grew significantly in the last decade. I've repeatedly spoken at length to this House and also rebutted Mr. Leong's allegations in terms of the statistics not being transparent. I want to use perhaps a Cantonese movie anecdote, and I'll translate. It goes like this. 講你又唔聽，聽你又唔明，明你又唔做，做你又做錯，錯你又唔認，認你又唔改，改你又唔服，咁你叫我點啊？ I've done my best repeatedly to explain to him over and over again, but he still refuses to
Minister
accept.
Tan, you might want to translate for those who don't understand Cantonese.
I think that was the gist of it already. I translated. Now, I want to reassure, while we may not be able to guarantee the same outcomes for all Singaporeans, but we will certainly do our level best that Singaporeans at every stage of their lives, at every stage of their careers, will have the same opportunities to upskill, to train, and to upgrade. Thank you very much.
Mr. Sharrell and Mr. Louis, sorry, I know you raised 4 cards, but we have run out of time. Can I invite Mr. Desmond Chu if you'd like to withdraw your amendment?
Chairman, I'd like to thank Minister Tan See Leng, SMS Koh, SMS Zaki and MOS Gun for their comprehensive responses and driving policy changes, and also PS Ng Chicken, Jeffrey Seow and their team of MOM officers for their dedication in building a great workforce and workplace for Singapore and Singaporeans. On that note, Chairman, I beg for leave to withdraw my amendment.
Is the honourable member given leave to withdraw the amendment? I think leave of the majority is given and the amendment is withdrawn.